So obvious question. Who in the DB room is a big influence?
obviously. No, in all seriousness, it really is Kenny Churchill, starting in the winter and even before that in the off season, just like texting the group chat constantly, making sure we're going on, locking into our film, getting ready for Coastal Carolina. Like, we don't play them for a long time. I mean, he's just constantly in the film room, always there if anybody needs help, always being a great voice, a great leadership presence, and he always makes himself available, makes himself known that he's there to help people.
So talk a little bit about your journey coming from walk-on, getting the scholarship, also wearing that number 36.
Yeah.
Things happening there.
Yeah, a couple of things happening. It's interesting, I came in with a couple of good walk-ons, Greg Dulcich. We were roommates for most of our time here, and I kind of attached myself to his legacy, him and Ethan Fernea. Kind of like, that's where I wanted to see myself as. Getting to wear the number 36 is a great honor. I mean, I get to wake up every day, put it on, what it means, Nick Pasquale and his family, what he means to this program, to this school, his legacy, what he did for walk-ons here. I think this program has a great history of walk-ons that come every day, put in the work, are the last ones to leave. They get here early, don't complain, put their head down and just get through it. So I think it's a great message that I think should keep going, because we got a whole group of walk-ons over there that just, they do it every day and you won't hear a word.
Have you interacted with the Pasquale family?
I have, yeah, I have some. Yeah, they're great. They're always rooting for me. Send me messages on Instagram. They always have my back, and I just want to make them proud.
When you reflect back on last season, how would you assess the secondary and maybe areas of improvement going forward?
Yeah, last season, I felt we had a good core overall. We had a lot of older guys, and I think it's hard. A lot of those guys aren't here anymore, so it's a younger group of guys. So guys like me, Kenny, Will Nimmo, even some of the younger guys like Kamari Ramsey have to step up and kind of fill those spots. But I think, the game of college football, with how many receivers like Coach Kelly and other schools are putting on the field, like, you need DBs. We need these DBs to play every snap if we need them to. If we got to put a DB at Mike, then we got to put a DB at Mike. So I think that kind of goes hand in hand with bringing in Coach Lynn, splitting up the corners and the safeties, working more on technique, and getting really more like personable within the rooms, cutting the numbers down. Coach Norwood working with the safeties and the nickels, and then Coach Woodfield working with the corners.
So you've moved around a little, playing a lot of nickel now.
Yes, sir.
How's that feeling? Playing a lot of safety last year, now slipping into that nickel spot.
I feel like nickel's where I'm supposed to be. I played a good amount of nickel when Coach Rhodes was my DB coach. He felt like it was a good spot for me, so I learned a lot under him. And then just under the leadership of Coach Norwood, he's really taught me a lot about the game. I mean, he's coached a great number of NFL corners when he was at Baylor and other schools. But I think when I came here, I was a corner. Got moved to safety immediately, went back to corner, went to nickel, went to safety. So I've been bounced around a lot. So I think just getting to see the field from a different viewpoint all those many times has given me so much knowledge about just like what the corner's thinking about on this play, what the different splits of the alignments of the receivers is, looking at offensive tackles, being in the box. So I just think the knowledge that I've gained just from bouncing around positions is infallible. It's really great.
Seems like you're doing position drills now with the cornerbacks.
Right.
You were mainly worked with the safeties last year.
Yeah.
You said you had some cornerback history.
Yeah.
How has that been? Seamless? Are you learning more?
Oh, it's been seamless. I mean, when Coach Woodfield was here a couple years ago, I mean, we had a great relationship. We went to the same high school, so I mean, we still do we do one-on-ones after walkthroughs every day. So he's really made it's not even really a transition, but just that process pretty seamless. I love the corners. Those are my guys. So they know I got their back. They always ask me questions when they're like, "Oh, what do I have on this play?" Like, I know what those guys think, so it's been seamless.
Alex, Kenny mentioned kind of a little bit of a different attitude from last year. You said, we're gonna be better, basically,
right.
and talked about, being uncomfortable, being comfortable. I mean, What have you seen so far? Just any kind of specific differences from how you guys are preparing this
Right.
spring?
I think it's been on the field and in the meeting rooms. I think it's a lot more of an emphasis on communication. I mean, I think in all the years I've been here on the field, this is the loudest it's been from the defensive side, just making sure everybody's locked into the same thing. Our defensive meetings as a unit, I mean, it really feels like it's an NFL room now, an NFL atmosphere with Coach Lynn. I think the expertise that he brings from the NFL side is great. I mean, he's still learning to transition the NFL game to the college game, just with the hashes and making sure like the splits and everything aligns up and matches up. But I think that the jump that we're going to take this year is going to be great.
What are some of the concepts just that he's kind of tossed around in that room so far that they're excited about maybe integrating?
A little more emphasis on nickel drops, zone drops. In the past years, we were more of a match team kind of. This year we're going to be more of like a looser zone, harping on the vision, making sure that everybody's on the same page. And I think that's a area where we've lacked in the past, just making sure that the communication is there. So getting that out right now in spring ball is huge, I think.
How is he just as a communicator, and as he's obviously a younger guy?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he can kind of relate to you a little bit more.
Right.
I mean, just how is he in terms of a leader and a communicator?
He's great. Always makes himself available. Always makes it known that he's there to answer any questions. He sits right behind me in the meeting room, so whenever I have anything, I'll just turn back to him. I think it's great getting younger coaches into the game. I think they have a different view of the game, and I think he has great expertise to share. Yeah.
This morning I asked your coach about some of the progression of some of the receivers, specifically Braden Pegan and Ryan Craig, and
Right.
Seeing them now for a second year, each of them. How are they as far as a defensive back trying to cover those guys?
So Pagan, you got to be careful with Pagan. Pagan is a speedster. When you look at him, it doesn't really come off as like, oh my God, this guy might run by me. But Pagan's made a crazy jump. I mean, he's working his tail off on the field in the weight room, and I think it's showing on the field. I'm really excited about Pagan, and then Cragen's got some crazy routes. I don't know what he's been doing with Josiah Norwood, but they've been in the lab doing some footwork drills. But those are hard guys to guard. So I think that just getting that work here on the field is going to make us so much better, like when the season comes.
Who's the fastest guy in the secondary?
In the secondary, that'd be Corey Stewart. I would love to say myself, but I got to tell the truth. That's Corey Stewart. Yeah, he's a burner.
Going back to the receivers, Chip was just talking about never really had a guy who is this fast and this tall as J. Michael Sturdivant.
Right.
Just what have you seen from him that makes him such a matchup problem?
The combination of size, strength, and speed. I mean, I think you can put him anywhere. You can put him in the slot, you can put him outside, put him at 3, work on the mic. I remember when we even played him at Cal, I was like, oh, that guy can go. Even watching some Cal games last year, I was like, who is this guy? And it's interesting that we got him, but I'm super excited about J. Mike. Like, that's like the best competition that we're gonna see probably all year, honestly. And I'm glad that he's on our team.
Yeah. Kind of nice that you don't have to worry about getting torched by him anymore.
Exactly. Yeah.
Defense is always, celebrating on the sidelines, their team and everything.
Right.
Just what's the enthusiasm level? Do you feel like you have to rein it in? Do the coaches encourage restraint, I guess, at this point in spring? Or
No, it's always let it loose. I feel like you can't really bottle in defense. You gotta let it flow. You gotta be free. You gotta let the energy ride. And I mean, Kenny was talking about sometimes there are ups and downs. Like that's the game of football. But we try to keep it on a constant line, try to stay level. But yeah, we like to celebrate. We like to have fun over on the defensive side, especially the DBs. But I think that a lot of that energy stems from the DBs. Like, we make a play, we make a PBU that feeds off on the D line. We go down, tap them on the helmet, go get after the quarterback. We got everything locked up back here. Let's get a coverage sack. I think it kind of goes hand in hand. It flows throughout the whole defense from D line to the backers to the DBs.